franchise. So everything about that book, from its naming convention to its design to the way it's used, I created everything. I said, here it is, guys. Here's a whole series. Here's all the formats. Write a check. And the first two went #1 Amazon, #1 Barnes & Noble.
Aren't you promoting it online like crazy?
I buy search terms. But it's as much of a packaging reputation book as all those other things. And so, same thing happened in the second book, and then the third book.
So you also you took control of the whole
complete
marketing.
Control. I didn't let them do a thing.
And
they let you do that.
We should know more about this.
They don't know how to do it.
In fact, we spent
no idea what they're doing.
Right, so we spent a lot of time just helping them learn about the business and do this. In fact, Rodale, who's my publisher, I love them. They use Clickable. We power all of Rodale's business for search and all that stuff. So video, I just think it's going to be a very interesting thing because your content question actually is very dovetailed into this, and so you'll see people like Reveille who are producing content, and so my co-author runs all the new product development for Reveille, and he's a genius. He's like really a beautiful man genius, and they understand how to package things. And so where content goes with advertising is that they're going to be joined, this is the supernova thing, is that media properties will be built and they'll be all will be woven together. The ad and the media and the format and the targeting is going to be in one place designed for particular formats. So the product placements and the number of impressions and the actions that are taken through the media will be very specific. So, Coke will come behind we'll pick up 5 major directors they feel are in concert with their worldview, and a bunch of libraries or pipelines of new movie products that DreamWorks is going to do. And then they'll deeply integrate the production of those movies and films with the purpose of the brand, and then they'll market around it. Because they can't fake that anymore. There's so much authenticity in the marketplace, and they're sitting next to the brand. If it isn't in the DNA of the properties and in those films and in the media and in the music and those things around the companies, that it's almost like picking spokesmen. I picked, Michael Jordan, or maybe unfortunately I picked Tiger Woods, whatever it is. Like you're taking it and you're embedding that in the culture. They like media properties. So I'm jumping around.
Well, wait, let me just ask one, because I'm thinking about the audience here.
Sure.
And what would be really useful for them. And I'm thinking, like, you have a company,
Cartoon
Cuts.
Okay.
You got her honor.
Yeah.
The motherhood. People who are.
So let's get practical.
Specific. Yeah, exactly.
Let's get practical.
Yeah.
So
And how to really make those, because you're such a branding person.
I'm actually more performance. I actually am fairly dangerous in branding, but I'll spend more than 1% of my time in branding. Really, I think all my business is really about performance. It's about taking dollars and converting to a goal as fast as possible.
Right, but I'm thinking like these guys here, they're thinking, okay, how does her honor become like the, place,
so
or how does I think you're so intuitive when it comes to sort of creating, taking something small and making it seem really big. Is that helpful?
So look, we'll go into that. So a couple things. So I want to just frame this for you because I think Facebook and social is very interesting. It's something you need to watch. I actually think it's a huge opportunity, quite frankly, to do well. So search is a very
and Twitter too, right?
Or just not yet. I mean, Twitter's is getting formats. We're working very close with them. I know the whole founders and the whole team there. We're very important to them and Facebook and other companies in terms of mass distribution. So. Twitter is yet to be monetized in a way that you can see really well. You can see the number of tweets, and you can look at signals like how many followers do I have, and how many people are talking about me, and retweets. There's good data there, and it's evidence that you're branding well. The question is, can you connect that to an actual goal? I want more traffic. Yeah, I can see that. I want to sell something. Less insight into that. We are going to solve that in a lot of ways as a company. So Facebook is almost rivaling TV today. If you look at just the total aggregate minutes, 179 million people check in every day to Facebook. Wow. People spend more time on Facebook than anything else by a large margin today. It just passed Google in terms of total number of search impressions and everybody else. It's a monster. Okay? So it's just 500 million people. It was 100 million people 18 months ago. So if you get your head around that. And now that you know the difference between intent and keywords, right, as I'm sharing, here's the difference.
What's the average age on Facebook?
It ironically started out as an older platform, young, and now the whole demographic has gone way up. It's because the explosive growth behind, and our company, by the way, is financed behind the backers of Twitter, Albert and Fred and Brad, and the key founders of Facebook. And so the guy who found Facebook, Sean Parker, and who they're doing a movie about, and Peter Thiel are my investors in Clickable because they understand how important we are to all those companies. But the heritage of that business was originally at college and immediately went up market so fast. This is why the phenomenon. But the growth of the company really happened when people started putting pictures on it. And that was the thing that really changed the game, is that as soon as we put pictures up, it was no longer utility. Because if they didn't have pictures, it would be LinkedIn or Plexa. It would be about contacts, and that's utility. As soon as the pictures were there, it became transformed. And because now it's personal. Now it's my kids, it's my wife, it's my relationships, it's the high school reunion I'm going to go to. It just transformed. And so the curiosity, the intellectual curiosity about what's happening in the world related to my circle of friends, explosive. What's the best way to tell that story? What tells 1,000 words? Pictures, and that's why it became so amazing. But they're very fundamentally different things. So this will be helpful in illustrating the difference between performance, buying growth, and interest intent. So multiple networks in search: Google, Yahoo, Bing, all places you can go and ask a question and get an answer from. Right? Bing's pushing hard to be number 2. That's why they basically bought Yahoo's search business, and they'll be Google and Bing by the end of the year. Socials: Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter, as you mentioned. The marketing purpose of Google is to harvest intent. Go in and pull it all out, as I described to you. Go in and read as many minds and put ads against it and make money, right? Direct response. This is about generating interest, because I can target so well, better than display. I can go in and say, I want to actually, let's vibrate this marketplace on my idea, my brand, right? Let's go target everybody in Westchester who cares about soccer, right? Because I have a lemonade stand I want to put up there. Let's start marketing. Get free lemonade in Westchester at these soccer. Like, you actually do that. You can target people to do that. Or soccer moms or soccer dads. You can literally go down that specific and do that. And so what the signals of what I'm targeting and what I'm pulling intent is keywords. They search for this, the dentist, I'm going to provide them that. This is likes and interests. People are buying here, going to buy. People are just hanging out with their friends. So you're like, this is exclusive to the user. This is intrusive. You're like outside the party with your banner, like, hey, look at me. You're kind of like annoying, right? So you better have. You can also be spooky too, which is because you can be outside the window, jump around with your banner, saying, hey, it's your birthday today. You're gonna be 40, and you're like, you're with your friends. You look outside. You're like, someone's calling you by name. And you're gonna be 40. You're like, no one knows that you're 40 or you're single.
It's your high school picture.
Yeah, you're in high school. You nerd. You can actually, that's what's happening. And so it's really extraordinary. So. Intent versus attention. Pulling intent versus attention. These are huge concepts that very few people understand. I just spoke at the TechCrunch Disrupt conference this last week to talk about how we're launching a new technology called the Clickable Master Campaign that sets up one campaign across both networks, which is a big deal. We went on right before the president of Google went on, and it was very interesting to see him in the back of the green room. The utility of this is all utility, this is socialization. You're doing this at a cost per acquisition. How much I'm going to buy for this outcome versus how many, we branded this, but cost for social instance. Like, what's the engagement of the audience? What am I going to pay for engagement? Or just people I want to get into their party. How much does it cost to get into the party? Time spent, utility versus this is just extraordinary, the difference. So that's the real difference in how to market.